Okay, we got the two mops pulled from the red New Guinea. I apologize for the mess here. This is my project work desk out in the shop. I just use this for little projects and checking spawn mops. And as you can see, I got my little hatching tanks where I incubate the eggs, and got small tanks, and I got all kinds of stuff going around here. But this mop here is this handmade job that we did. It's one of the bigger colony mops that I use, since that tank has those larger rainbows in it. It's a 75-gallon tank, so I tend to use a longer mop than the colony mops. And I have a lot of success with this. Not so much as I do the eyelash mops, but what I do is I do have some success with the rainbows on this mop, but I do have also some stir-by cories in there, and when they decide to spawn, they will get into this colony mop, and it's probably a 10-11 inch mop, acrylic yarn, and they will just devastate it. I mean, I can tell before I even pull the mop if I'm going to be very successful or not, because they have this thing so twisted up, and you can just see. And you know, at times I pull a lot of eggs. Now, this is not the exact kind of mop that I have listed for sale on the website, but it's about the length, and it's the kind of yarn I use. I may use a darker or a lighter, depending on you know, what I have available. If you have a preference and you do decide that you want some of my mops that are on the website, just kind of fill me in. Let me know if you like the lighter color or the darker color. I will say that the darker color, it is much easier to see the eggs on than the lighter color. But again, sometimes the fish have preferences and they like different colored yarn. Now, just at first glance at this mop, as you can see, I use a lighted magnifying glass, and that kind of helps. You know, at my age, you just don't see as well as I used to, and actually it works out well for me. It's just something I got off of Amazon. I couldn't tell you exactly the make or model, but it works out well for me out here in the fish room when I'm doing little things or looking at spawn mops. So if I can find the link, I'll add it onto the video. So I mean, I'm not affiliated with them whatsoever. Like I said, I couldn't even tell you the name brand. But this product actually has worked out very well for me. Just helped me, I'm sure, without a doubt, I'm sure I've seen a lot more eggs than, you know, I used to when I wasn't using it. So first glance here, it doesn't look like we're too successful with the colony mop, which kind of surprises me. I usually do. Yeah, I'm not seeing too much here. And the reason I started with this tank, well, actually it's my routine. I usually do start with that tank. But the reason I really wanted to start with that tank today especially was just to see if there's any difference, you know. Because I know, like my Kamaka tank, some of the other tanks are gonna definitely have eggs in them. But I just want to start with this one. I didn't see any actually in the colony tank. No. In the eyelash here, oh, here we go. Hopefully you can see that. But in the eyelash here, we got lots of eggs. I mean, a lot of them. Just on this side of the mop itself, you can see all the eggs in there, and they really got this knotted up. So, well, it looks like we were really successful here. I'm going to be willing to bet we have way over 100 eggs. Oh yeah, just these threads. So if you really look into the mop, you can see all the eggs. There's just so many of them. Now, I have not had them spawn like this here recently. And I didn't actually. Today is my day to feed them protein. So I haven't been even feeding them protein the last couple days. This is basically often just flake food and pellet food that they've been receiving. So holy cow, we got a bunch of eggs. Let me start pulling on these. And what I do is make sure I got my fingers wet a little bit and just kind of, what's really nice about these eyelash hair mops is the fibers and thread on them is so fine that most of the time you can just pull up a whole string of eggs just real gently. And but there is, you know, some cons to the cons to this mop as well. Maybe not so much with the nano size one, but the larger one. I actually tried making some colony sized mops out of the eyelash hair, and when the fish get in there and they really get to breeding, or it just gets so knotted up. I mean, the mop itself gets just tangled, gets matted, which I thought was a bad thing at first. But the more I use these mops, like I said, I really was been testing this for the last 6 months. But the more that I use these mops, and the more matted and tangled that they get, you know, after I pull the eggs, I'll kind of show you what I do, and it frays some of the strings, and the fish actually like those frayed areas. And I would normally, when, you know, I have a very successful day, this is kind of beyond normal. I'm actually shocked by this. Like I said, I haven't been getting eggs like this from them guys in a while. I normally get eggs every day, but not to this extent. This is pretty wild. Now my Kamaka Rainbowfish, they have been spawning nonstop every day. The mop has just been loaded. So that's why I didn't start with that one, because I figured actually we'd see more of a difference on the two mops with this tank first. But as you can see, I'm actually going to be here a while. Oh, it looks like we got different species eggs in here too. So I can definitely tell that the majority of these eggs that are in this mop are rainbow, but it looks like we got a couple Cory eggs in here as well. So it looks like the entire tank kind of leaned on this mop today. Yeah, this mop is just really in full. I'm almost every time I'm pulling eggs, it's 4 or 5 eggs at a time. And there's just eggs everywhere. So I did not expect this today when I was making this video. I just mainly wanted to show the different, you know, spawn mops that we use. And like I said, these are just old ones that I use, you know, all the time, that I keep out here in the fish room. They're really not like the ones that I sell on the website. Well, they are. They're exactly like them, but they're kind of different. As far as, excuse me, let me show you an example. Right here in the tank behind me. Well, actually, we'll do it here in a minute. But in the tank behind me, I actually use the traditional cork, and I don't want to mess up the shot here, but what we'll do is I'll show you some of the mops that I have as far as the mops that we sell on the website. I just want to get some of the close up here and see if you can see some of these eggs. I don't know if that's helping or hurting, but we'll move this off to the side. What I'll do here is let's go through the mop, see if you can see all the eggs that are in this thing. There is a lot. It's kind of different looking at it through a camera than looking at it through my magnifying glass, but there is a lot of eggs on here, and I'll try to get it so you can see through the magnifier.